What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. The last video I pulled the motor out of the S14 to do the refresh. Today I'm putting it back in. Just kidding. Today I need to pull everything out of the engine bay. Since I want to do tubs and I want to repaint the bay, I'm obviously not going to half-ass it and spray over the brake lines or anything like that. I fucking hate that shit. So I'm going to pull the brake lines, pull the brake booster, all the wiring harness, everything out of the bay, try to like get it like pretty much ready to paint. I brought the pressure washers back here, and hopefully everything goes smooth. This should be a good day. It feels great today, actually. It's 52 outside here, which is pretty fucking warm, actually. So let's get to Devon's and let's get to it. All right, just got over to Devon's. This is where I left off yesterday. I don't think I filmed it, but I pushed the car forward and pulled the motor over here. It's still leaking some oil out of the oil cooler stuff, but it's all good. I'm gonna get all that cleaned up, but I gotta clean this mess up first really quickly. I got some kitty litter and cleaned up my fat ass mess I made. But yeah, today I got the pressure washer here. My pressure washer, it's decent. But today the goal is I'm gonna pull the engine harness out. I need to move the trans harness, help pull out the oil cooler shit, power steering shit, brake lines, clutch lines, just clean the engine bay completely out, and then I can pressure wash it. That's the game plan for the day. I'll probably pull the headlights off and the fenders off too. Anyways, let's get working. I'm gonna clean that up really quickly and I'll get back to it. Voila! I hate sweeping up. All right, now I'm gonna push the 240 back over here and start taking everything out of the bay. All right, now I got the car moved over here. Let's start pulling shit out. Time lapse time. All right, in only a couple minutes, I already got the oil cooler shit out, which just sitting there leaked a lot of oil because it was still draining out shit. Power steering reservoir and most of the line out. I'm gonna end up pulling all those. I'm pretty sure, I was looking last night, I was looking at the chase bays and the ISR stuff. They're kind of pricey for all the power steering kit with the hard lines and all the new high pressure lines and stuff. But it would definitely be worth it because mine is kind of leaky. And obviously, as you can see, there is just gunk everywhere down there from the power steering leaking. It's just been a mess. So, and I want to redo all this, like rerun all this shit. These are like my vacuum lines to go to my boost gauge, and all my sensors, like my wideband and everything else runs through the hole right there. I need to rerun those somewhere else because obviously it's a fucking clusterfuck right there. So definitely want to redo that. All right, I did some quick research. Let me make sure this shit focuses. I did some quick research on how I should run the wiring harness, and I'm an idiot. I never thought about a distribution block for some reason. So I'm gonna pull this wires through. I'm gonna do it later, obviously. I just ordered a distribution block. Wasn't too bad. But so instead of having all this bullshit back here, I mean, it looks jank, but it really isn't. I mean, I have fuses and everything. It just looks like there's a bunch of bullshit, but I should only have to have the power wire after this up here. The rest should all be on the distribution block in the bay up here. Once I get the tubs in, I'll have it mounted on the side, and it'll be way simpler and way cleaner, because this, I don't know, it'll just make it look way better. So that's the game plan. I guess I'm gonna pull it all through. I have it tucked under all the carpet and everything. I'm actually gonna do some YouTube magic on this one, because I don't feel like trying to move the camera 1,000 times to get it. So, ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, look at that. So, obviously, there's a lot of wiring here, considering I actually had ran these plugs always to the trunk, so I would cause I don't know why I didn't think of a distribution block, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna fix it all up now, and honestly it always works, so I can't really complain. I guess I need to cut these two off and unplug these plugs, and that should pull the rest of the harness out. All right, simple enough. Here's the only things left. I think I'm just gonna chop them for now. And then I can tuck this away and figure this out later. Other than that, dude, that was the hardest part. Then I guess I'm gonna pull the fenders off and the headlights off. And then I'm gonna pull out the chassis harness. It runs out from the fender well, so I'll at least tuck it out of the way so I could do all the work I need to. And then onto the brake lines, I guess. But this thing looks pretty wild with the, look how wide it looks. It's wild, because like with the fender, it covers it all. So it don't look as, I mean, it looks wide still, but this, the poke on it looks pretty cool. All right, let's get the rest of this shit off. Alright, I know this video is a lot of time lapses and shit, and I apologize. This thing looks wild with no front clip on it at all. It looks wide. But as you can see, this thing is crusty as fuck. Because I got mostly everything else out that really is important right now. The wiring harness is going to be it's going to be easy to pull out because I just got to unhook it right here and just run it and lay it out of the way. So that'd be the easy part. The brake lines and stuff is what I'm not looking forward to. But I got to do what I got to do. All right, back to the time lapse for like the 20th time lapse of this video already. The bay is looking pretty empty, except for the wiring harness. And I gotta get under the dash and do all this shit, the clutch master and the brake master. I always hate doing that shit. And that honestly is almost everything. I'll have to pull it when I'm under the dash. I'll pull out the throttle cable as well. Damn, boy. That's a lot of shit I did. That was a lot. All right, if I'm not mistaken, I got all the bolts out. Let's see. Okay, there it is. Brake booster is out. All right, clutch master out. Another little thing I like to do personally, but I like to put all my bolts back on stuff that come off of usually, just so I don't lose it. When I first started pulling it apart again, I mean, I literally drove the car here and with intentions of pulling it apart. So it's a big bummer when I actually start pulling it apart when it's a running, driving, like a perfectly good car right now. Definitely a little bit of a bummer in my head because I'm like, fuck, it's a lot of work. But I know, I literally love this fucking car. I've had it for 5 years now, the longest car I've ever owned, even longer than my Civic. Here's the picture of the Civic if y'all forgot. Oh, Civic was great, learned a lot of stuff, did a lot of shit to it. Fuel cell, raised the motor, like, I mean literally all kinds of shit. It was a really fun time though, the car I learned a lot, met a lot of cool people. But once I bought this car, then I fell in love with this car, man. Drifting is the funnest thing I've ever done in my life. I want this car to be not perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect because it is a drift car, but I want it to be better than it was. And it always bothered me opening the bay, and at one point the bay was clean, like I've said a million times already, but now it's just like ragged out. It's been like 4 or 5 years of abuse, and it's time for it to be refreshed and give some love to. That's all. I'm really excited about this actually. And once the tubs start coming together, everything else, I'll be at peace of mind in all honesty. There's just a lot of things that need to be fixed on it, like a lot of welding. Like this right here needs to be re-welded on. I got yanked in the yard. Thanks, Jared, for yanking my car. He's gonna watch this and he's gonna laugh at me, but follow him on YouTube with his YouTube content. It's pretty great so far. A Week in Their Garage. He's doing great shit too. He's actually really good at this shit actually. Way better than I am. It's just so much stuff that's gonna be, this car is gonna be like upgraded pretty much. It's gonna be better than ever before. That's all I'm excited about. Let me pull a few more things out and probably pressure wash it today, I suppose. I really gotta stop fucking pressure washing in New Balances that are really thin. My feet are soaked. This thing actually cleaned up decently nice. As you can see, I don't know if the camera picks it up, it looks like shit in real life, but there's a bunch of like little surface rust spots and stuff like that needs to be cleaned up. This is pretty much bare metal right here. So I need to let it dry really quick before I push it back in the garage. Plus I have a big mess in here anyway. All right, I got important stuff done today that I really didn't feel like doing, but I'm getting to that stage where I'm like, okay, I'm excited now that it's actually going pretty smooth right now. Now I can start actually cleaning it, prepping it, and getting it ready to weld and then paint. That's exciting because I'd love to see this thing with some tubs in it, and I cannot fucking wait. But stay tuned, there will be more shit coming, I promise you. So please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks.